people around them. They can hurt people that they love too. Can you describe to me like what the culture of bullying is, and what do you think it can change to? How do you think NCBI can change that culture?
Well, our ultimate goal is to change the culture within the schools so that they are more welcoming and inclusive of all individuals, no matter their circumstance, in regards to class, sexual orientation, race, religion, so many different things. And what I see in the schools is really just not being valued for being individuals. And the bullying that I see in schools is really just a lot of comments, misinformation, stereotyping, and judgment. And that does affect people deeply, just as deep as a physical wound. And there's all sorts of new types of bullying that I did not know or experience in my lifetime in regards to technology and media and Facebook and MySpace. And there's almost no more filter for people. And you can't take back a Facebook message on somebody's wall calling them, whatever. And yes, that is so sad. And I know a lot of people who do make those comments and those choices often wish they could have taken it back, but you just can't.
With these social networks, and you make such a good point, because people can be bullied on these different kind of social networks that all the youth want to be part of. It's particularly if you're living in a rural location like this, because that's kind of another way of being able to be in touch with everyone. It's for me, I've seen that happen, and I've seen the bad effects that particular type of bullying can do, because it's so easy to press that send button. It's so easy, and people can be in the heat of the moment and press it, and it's almost like watching a bomb explode.
And that, I think, is the feeling for some of those young people on the other end, is that. And there's a lot of just normalized misinformation in our communities around people's sexual orientation, thinking it's okay to say fag and call people retards, and all these words that continued, it just perpetuates that misinformation, and it does hurt people.
I've always had believed that words are powerful. Mm-hmm. Words are very powerful, and when they're said, they're like a ripple effect, depending on how you say them, or even as to how you write them. And I've, in my own experience, I've had to learn that, because I don't think anyone should be hurting anyone in any kind of a way. And when people write mean stuff about other people, or say mean stuff like that, it's just hurtful, Mm-hmm. And do you think that, like, the parents who end up having a child who has been bullied, is there a way that if they're having a problem as to how to talk to that child about it, what are your suggestions about starting that conversation with him or her?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's really important for parents to know what's going on within the schools, and parental involvement in their child's education is one of the #1 ways to be proactive in supporting their experience in schools. I would just always encourage open conversation, and even if you don't want to ask them in particular, just ask, what have you been noticing at school? What's going on? Have you noticed any problems, or has anything been impacting you? And talking to friends and other parents, and you really have to create this community of knowledge and interest, so you can feel connected to their experiences, so you can help them when they need it and be there for them.
As Heidi, since you and NCBI are carrying this flag, which I'm so happy that you guys are, I mean, do you meet with parents in closed sessions to talk with them if they request it? Or
oh yeah, I would talk to any parent. And with with the middle school Respect Club program, we create relationships with those families.
That's
and
great.
Often those young people then become NCBI trainers in high school and provide trainings for the freshmen in their school. And I also have some high school students who travel with me throughout the state. Anytime we do a training with young people, we always have a young person co-leading with me or one of our other volunteer trainers. And so we do create relationships with them, and I do feel like they can call if they have concerns or worries. And we do provide community-based workshops as well for parents, because a lot of things students are experiencing have to do with things that are happening at home, or just the culture that they've been raised in. And we never shame, blame, or humiliate anybody. We don't know what their story is. We don't know where they've gotten their information. And so our goal is always to have the conversations, find out where the misinformation is, where the limited experiences are, and then go from there to try to just create this more of a holistic approach.
I love that approach, the holistic approach. That is wonderful. If, say that people from this area up here are wanting to get in touch with you, would you travel up here?
We travel.
Would you? Do you guys travel all over the state?
We do. We travel all over the state. We've been to the farthest corners of Montana, and I do say that. Glasgow, Havre.
Really?
We've been up to Trout Creek. We've been all South Montana. And we are very happy. We'll get right in the car and come. And if a parent has some concerns, I would connect to, call NCBI, visit our website, talk to a counselor within the school, see what programs they're offering in regards to bullying. Just start the conversation. Let them know of NCBI as an amazing resource that can change people's lives.
You are absolutely right. It is a great resource, and so people will know what NCBI stands for. Can you enlighten us on that?
I can. It's the National Coalition Building Institute, and NCBI is actually an international organization. There's chapters all throughout the world. I think we're in 8 other countries.
Really?
Each chapter is run independently, so some of them are very different from others. And the NCBI Missoula chapter is one of the largest chapters in the United States.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So are you looking at wanting to partner with any other organizations in this area, or wanting to do some outreach in this area? Or
we love partnerships.
That. Good.
Yeah. The more people, the better. And we love connecting with Human Rights Network, the Human Rights Alliance here on the Flathead.
Oh, sure.
Schools, and we're connected to the ACLU, and all kinds of, any way we can create partnerships is a good thing.
That is wonderful. I know that there's a partnership with PFLAG, Parents, Friends, and Lesbians and Gays, and I'm going to be doing a series on them. But I just think that the more information is that we can get out there, and the more resources that we can get out there, the better for all of us, and particularly about bullying and those effects that can happen within our different own communities, our own homes, our own families, and everything. I think it's such an important topic, Heidi. I can't even tell you.
Well, and thank you for bringing a voice to it, because it is something that needs to be talked about. And I do want to mention NCBI coordinates the Montana Safe Schools Coalition, and we had talked earlier about the anti-gay bullying and all the suicides that happened this fall. And the Montana Safe Schools Coalition is a coalition of 9 other Montana organizations.
That's
and
great.
We provide a very specific training for educators and communities around preventing anti-gay bullying and harassment in the schools. So that's another really great workshop topic that we'll cover.
That is wonderful. We definitely want more information on that. I think that the more, the merrier, the better. As I said, it's no one should commit suicide because of bullying.
Mm-mm.
No one should be go to school crying or feeling less than what they really are, in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just so happy again that you're doing this wonderful work. And how's the best way to reach you for people to reach you?
Well, you can come to our website, which is www.ncbimissoula.org, or give us a call at 406-541-6891, and I'll be happy to talk with you about any concerns or interests that someone may be having around bullying issues.
That's wonderful. And if anyone wants to help you bring a training into their area, would you be open to that?
Oh, we would love that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's all about creating relationships and creating a space to have these compassionate conversations to really protect all the young people in our state.
Absolutely, because our young people are our greatest resource. Isn't that right?
They're
And
our future.
they are, and they're going to take care of you and I, I mean, that's basically it. And right now, it's, I think that, again, due to the fact that there was such a national cry for advocacy and information on bullying, I'm glad that you're doing this kind of work. And I just want to say thank you so much. And I know that we'll be working together more in the future, and
Yes.
to bringing more faces to this call for action that this country has asked for in this community. And
Yeah,
so,
and I think our community should be proud, because there are a lot of concerned citizens who really do want to make a difference for these young people and the schools who are committed to the change. And I do think that Montana is in a good place to really pave the way for a brighter future for our young people.
I think so too. And is there, in the future, maybe you could supply us like a resource list of the schools that do have something like this in place,
yeah.
their policies.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you so much for being here on Viewpoint.
Thank you so much, Rosalind.
It's
I'm so
wonderful
happy for
to
you.
have you here. We first did this together a while back ago, and so I'm just happy that you're here. So again, everyone, this is Heidi Wallace with NCBI, and I'm Rosalinda De La Luna for Viewpoint. Thank you for being with us today.